Couch and The Rube, presented on our Wednesday show by Front 43 Neighborhood Pub and Cask and Company Kitchen and Bar, just north of Lansing, near the East Lansing border. If you're looking for a place to watch the game this weekend and you don't have tickets or you're just worried how it might go, Front 43 and Cask and Company is here for you. Very pleased now to have with us a first-time guest, the governor of the state of Michigan, Governor Gretchen Whitmer. The plan was to be a broadcaster, correct?
That was my master plan.
Where did things go wrong?
When I was at Michigan State, I was in the communication school, and my dad had encouraged me to do an internship down here at the Capitol. He said, so few people understand state government. Maybe you'll hate it, but it'll give you a little perspective. And it kind of changed everything for me. I fell in love with public policy. I was working, though, in the football building, in the Duffy Doherty building, working with George Perlis was the coach at the time. And that's really my two passions, politics and football.
And football. All right. So what's a core memory? Because you were there. Michigan State's having a little bit of a tough season now. You were there during some tougher times in the 90s. What's a core memory you have from this rivalry or from Michigan State football from your time at Michigan State?
Oh, when I was at State, we did have a little tough run there, and I'll never forget. I think it was my senior year, and we went down. Michigan State was having a terrible season. We went down to Columbus. And those fans are nuts down there. And Ohio State was unbeaten. They were on the path to national championship. And Michigan State beat them in Columbus. And it was one of the most fun but also terrifying moments because those Buckeyes are nuts.
No, I did a survey years ago talking to visiting fan bases at Michigan State. And the consensus was Ohio State fans were the worst.
Yeah.
That was everybody else had different experiences, different places. So I get that. Yeah, no, I'm glad you made it out okay. So this year's rivalry, when you have a situation where you've got a team that's not doing real well, but you want to be able to. Well, I'll start here. You obviously have constituents on both sides of this thing. We have listeners on both sides of things, but they do not extend grace to the other side. I'm wondering how you extend grace and what that looks like for you and sort of maintaining some dignity during this week.
You know what's funny? So before I was born, governors used to sit on one side for half the game and then do the ceremonial cross and walk across the field at halftime and then sit on the other team's side. And I don't know when that changed, but Jim Blanchard was an unabashed Spartan. Same with John Engler. Jennifer Granholm didn't attend either university, and then Rick Snyder, of course, was a big Wolverine. And so I just decided, no one's going to buy it if I pretend I'm not biased here. I'm a Spartan. I got 2 degrees from MSU. Spent 7 of the best years of my life on that campus. I'm always going to be a Spartan, even though both my daughters are Wolverines.
How did that happen?
Apparently, when you raise kids in East Lansing, it's almost a guarantee they don't stay there for college. Yeah, I hadn't really thought that through.
The football coaches have realized that in recruiting kids from East Lansing. It's amazing. Kids don't want to go to school in their own backyard for whatever.
I wouldn't want my parents to have the ability to drop in on me.
That's true. You want the appropriate.
It would have been really bad for the family relationships.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. I went to school in Chicago, and you have that 3-hour difference. You knew if they were coming. You had time to get yourself together. All right, what are you hopeful for this weekend? Like when you see a situation where things aren't going well, you may want to be able to talk a little trash. You at least want to feel good about things. What's your best case scenario this weekend?
I'd love to see, Childs get some touchdown passes in. I think, Michigan State, we got a lot of work to do. There's no question. It's been tough, but this is also early in this new football coach's career for the second full year at the university, and I think it's, we got a lot of challenges, but they show up, they play hard. You never know what is going to happen with this game. Adrenaline is worth points on the board. We've seen it in the past. We could see it very well on Saturday. So I'm going to root my heart out for my Spartans, but I want to see them put up a fight, and I want to see Childs get enough time that he can fire off some of those legendary passes he's capable of.
So you have a pretty big job, and I'm guessing there are weeks you want to watch that you can't. Does it ever happen during a Michigan State game that there's something that's just too important on your schedule that you've had to miss it?
God, no. This is Michigan. Like I used to, when I'd knock doors as a candidate, you knew no one wants to talk to you on this game day. So don't even bother. Just go enjoy the game.
Did you ever make that mistake, knocking?
No, but I have volunteered on some campaigns I do, and people are not happy to see you at their door in the middle of the Michigan State game.
Have there been times where you've just been sitting down to watch a game and something has happened and you've had to miss it and it's just ruined the day?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Because
okay.
You could ring my doorbell 100 times. I'm not going to answer it during the game.
Yeah. Do you get to tailgate at all still?
Yes, on occasion. Not like I used to, that's for sure. But I see that they're letting people tailgate at Munn again, which is hilarious to me because I've got some vivid, very colorful memories of tailgating on Munn Field.
Do you want to take us there to the
Let's just say I remember in inclement weather where it would turn into a slip and slide, and you'd go home very filthy, but you would have had a lot of laughs in the process.
My favorite thing about the timing of technology in this world is that digital photos weren't really around when I was in college, and
Thank
I'm guessing
God.
you feel the same. Yeah,
I don't think I'd be governor right now if they were.
I would not be anywhere right now. Okay, a couple things I wanted to get to, just more on the policy side. College sports is very different than it used to be, very different than it was when I think we fell in love with it. There have been a couple House bills introduced in Michigan that either guarantee athletes' ability to collectively bargain or another that fully allows them to fully benefit from NIL without like NCAA interference or anything like that. I'm wondering for you where you stand on what you think is best for college athletes and where we should go in terms of legislating what they're able to do.
I think we're in all new territory right now, right, with the NIL, and we wanted to make sure that Michigan has got rules, that are applicable and don't put us at a competitive disadvantage to other states as they move forward. But I'm very mindful that, a lot of these changes are taking a toll on programs and are taking a toll on athletes. And so the ability for an athlete to make money off of their name, image, and likeness, I think made a lot of sense. There are complications, though, and I think that there are going to be all sorts of turns, and we're going to have to stay nimble and try to make sure that Michigan law is reflective of what the goals are, but it's to protect the athlete, the student athlete. Is sometimes we lose sight of the fact that they're a student athlete too.
But you, in terms of the legislature getting involved or the government getting involved in this, that you think that works okay as long as it's with the athletes first or what's best for them and everything?
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't micromanage these relationships, but we've got to make sure that there's the same abilities in the state of Michigan that athletes have in other states, because we don't want to put our universities at a competitive disadvantage, and certainly not our student athletes either.
All right, before I get your prediction for the game, better topic, Lions.
Yes.
How much fun has this been? Just knowing, growing up in this state, the era we grew up in this state, how bad it was for so long.
Yeah.
What's this been like for you?
I mean, it was funny. I went to training camp a couple years ago, and one of the national sports reporters said, are you a new Lions fan? And I'm like, are you kidding me? The Lions have ruined Thanksgiving more years than not. My whole life, my grandparents lived in Pontiac. We used to go down to the Silver Dome for the game while my grandma made Thanksgiving dinner. And it's just been so fun to see, how this team has risen to every occasion. Just this week, watching them against the Bucs, watching how the defense, even with so many people injured, rose to the occasion and shut down Baker Mayfield. I mean, it was pretty awesome. It was a lot of misery for a lot of years, other than Barry Sanders, giving us hope. All right, this Saturday, on the spot prediction for the game. Michigan State by 3.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's bold.
I mean, I'm always going to pick Michigan State.
Have you ever not picked Michigan State?
No.
Okay, well, that takes a little credibility away from the actual prediction, but that's good to know. Governor, thank you very much.
Thank you.